Common Coffee presents A Bed of Roasters with your host, Kirsteen McKenzie. Common Coffee.
From flavour-led roasts to the coffee you love the most, and a lot of jokes, bad ones. It's time for Bed of Roasters. Snuggle up with us in bed here at the Eden Lock in Edinburgh for Bed of Roasters, the new podcast with Common Coffee, and me, your host, Kirsteen McKenzie. And this is Larry. He is the doggo of the owner of Common Coffee, who will be our first guest today. The goal of this podcast is to share a brew, discover some new coffee, meet some interesting people too, and, yes Larry, we will find out who will win the Roasty with the Mosty trophy. So how do we win? How do they get points? Well, basically we'll be sitting in bed, chit-chatting, getting to know each other, and if we happen to make the other laugh and spill a drop of coffee, I will get a point, or they will get a point if I spill mine, moving up the Roasty with the Mosty score chart. Our first guest and the creator and owner and curls behind Common Coffee, it's Jason Harvey with today's brew.
Make some space. All right.
So this is already dangerous because you've brought your dog. Is this some kind of sabotage in advance? Have you trained him to make me spill my coffee?
As far as Larry's concerned, you're the one sharing the bed.
Yeah.
It's his bed.
It's a dog's world. We're just living in it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
Here, this is yours then.
Yeah.
Can't believe I've got the
Don't
responsibility.
spill it before we've started.
This should have been your job. And here's mine. Is that enough coffee in there, or do you think we need to up the stakes and fill it like...
I'll have a little bit more. I haven't had a coffee yet.
No, me neither. What coffee are we drinking today?
This is our bright coffee, which is a washed Rwandan.
No, I'm going to sabotage you. Oppa! Last drop.
And made as a Kalita filter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kalita.
Yeah.
I can...
Like a type of pour over.
It's also a lyric in the Hotel California.
Is it?
Yeah. Warm smell of Kalitas rising up through the air. But I don't think he was talking about your coffee. That's good.
All right. Hey team, so for this very first episode of Better Roasters, we're going to be brewing our bright coffee, which is a washed Rwandan. All right, so first things first, we're going to measure out the coffee, 24 grams. So we're going to grind this morning's coffee using the Joy Resolve grinder. Great little grinder, it's electric, it's portable, it's got a battery, it's super consistent, recommend giving it a go. Let it do its thing. We're going to just wet the filter. We're going to pour our coffee into here. Okay, away we go. Start our timer. Pour in a little bit of water. We're aiming for somewhere between, 70 to 110 grams. Nice circular motion. And we're going to let it bloom. Okay, so after about 45 seconds, we're going to pour in a bit more water. Again, nice circular motion, getting all the grounds nice and wet. Probably to about 200 mils. And pause there. I'm going to take a teaspoon. And that's it. All right. And to finish off, all the way up to 400 mils. So we both get a cup.
Who will be this season's Roasty with the Mosty? Common Coffee.
Basically, the goal is to be the least roasted at the end of the episode. So whoever is the furthest, the closest to this side, that means that they've done the best job. Okay. Yes. So if you end up over here, this is a dark roast. You've been. So basically, we're going to be having a chat, getting to know each other. Although we already do know, we have a history. We'll get to that in a minute. But we roast each other, and if I spill my coffee, you'll get a point. I'll move you up. You're the light bulb.
Yeah, the bright.
Yeah, it's your bright idea, bright coffee, your brand. And then I'm down here. I'm the complex logo, which happens to be my favorite roast of your guys' beans.
And nothing to do with your personality.
Well, it could have something to do with that. And then over here, I've got some cue cards prepared for you because...
These things?
Yeah, I mean...
So what do I have to hold both of these things?
It's not going to be easy, but we do have two hands. And like I said, I've set up the stakes with you've bought the dog, I've bought the cue cards. So it's kind of equal, right?
Right. Sweet.
Okay.
Cool.
So basically the first little thing we wanted to chat about.
Well, shouldn't we tell them how we know each other before?
I can't believe you're just trying to take over the podcast.
Well, you've talked me into this, and I can't believe that I'm actually sitting here doing this. So
Yes. So basically,
a little nervous.
it's been more or less 12 or 13 years since Jason and I have shared a bed because he is my ex-boyfriend.
And somehow you've convinced me to make this podcast.
What can I say? Our lives went in different directions. I ended up doing radio and podcasting, and you ended up making coffee. So when he came to ski in my ski resort in Chamonix, where I live,
You own it.
well, let's just loosely say it's mine because that's where it's more mine than it is yours.
Yeah.
You live in Edinburgh, I live in Chamonix, but what we do have in common is we like to have a good laugh and the coffee.
Yeah.
Which also happens to be called common.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, why did you start this coffee brand? What happened?
Why did I don't know. I was doing music festivals, traveling around the UK, and there was some poor coffee options. So we decided I was actually selling ice at music festivals.
Oh wait. I want to explain yourself. You were selling what? Sorry.
I was selling ice, like cubes of water, to the British people that like their warm beers.
Yeah.
And
they were putting ice in the beer.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, and they didn't quite understand the concept how you put the beers down and then the ice on top. So they were just asking for the cubes to put in their pints. But anyway, I digress. The people next to us were serving some pretty poor coffee, so one thing led to another, and we started doing coffee at music festivals. Yeah.
And what was the first, roast? Is that what you call it when the bags?
So we would just did that for a few years. This is before Common existed, and then we tried to set up a cafe cocktail bar in London that didn't work so well. We were sitting there drinking our leftover alcohol, and instead of going back to New Zealand, we brainstormed up this idea of Common there, and I'd met a farmer in Scotland, and this all kind of just happened this way. And
Farmer of what?
He was not. He farmed chickens, and
What was that got to do with coffee?
well, in his workshop he had an old coffee roaster, and so we asked him if we could refurbish it, and then we came up with this idea to start like a flavor-led coffee business, and and here I am. So none of it was really that planned. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you've always enjoyed a good coffee. That I can attest to. Even back then, when I happened to be doing a breakfast radio show, so caffeine was a pretty integral part.
Well, I guess that plays a good part of the story, because when you were going into your show, I would normally get the job of going to get the coffees, and it was like one of those nice old New York style coffee shops where there was like a cat on the piano, the light was low, and the person always remembered your, no one talked or anything. You walked in the door and they remembered your coffee order, and it was like super early in the morning. And I really liked that, watching like how the city would wake up. I think it just made for, I don't know, just a nice start to the day. Yeah. And then I would deliver you a coffee, much like I delivered coffee this morning.
It's a good start to the day. And it's always nice as well when you're late, not to arrive empty-handed. That's often why I end up at work with the coffees.
Oh, that's why I had to buy more than one coffee.
It's possible. But also a great thing about starting early is missing the traffic. That was nice.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. All right, that's enough of a trip down memory lane.
We don't have to worry about traffic now because we're in bed. So the idea is that we just wanted to chill out, and we're literally in bed of roasters.
Yeah, which is all your idea.
Yeah. I just wanted a free trip to Edinburgh. Next.
Okay.
Kick things off with our first category. So we do have categories. There's a little bit of structure to help keep things on track. So the first category is morning routine, which actually we just touched on.
Who will be this season's Roasty with the Mosty? Common Coffee.
All right, before you met me, you thought that the Eggs Benedict was a religious preparation, which makes sense because I'd be praying that you'd never overcook the eggs.
It's fun. It's I still haven't got it.
You still haven't got it.
Still ain't got it. Not the rice, not the pasta, not the eggs.
Oh, dear.
Sorry. Okay. Just like the incessant back rubs you used to request, that is not my problem.
Right. You confused yourself.
Yeah. Hang on, because you were supposed to say, how can I hold my notes and hold my coffee? And
Yeah.
then I say, just like the incessant back rubs you used to request, it's not my problem.
Sorry, I'm just hollandazed and confused after all these years. The only decent eggs that you've produced are 5 and 8.
For reference, those are my children who are 5 and 8 years old.
I'm pretty confident I won that round.
Do you think I've been more roasted than you?
I think so.
Wait, let me do this last one.
Okay.
Jason spends so much time perfecting his morning curls, he might as well call it a permanent solution. No, commitment. Damn it. Okay, fine, you win this round. I'm done. I'm cooked. Okay.
You were hot there.
No, it's the coffee. Okay, so that's the round done.
Yeah,
Okay,
you didn't
win
spill
it.
anything though.
You win it then.
No.
Okay, so we're gonna move you across. This is you. There we go.
You got to pull it towards you. Yeah.
You're not allowed to say that in bed. Right there. Do I get to move you? Did I just roast you? I think I did. Okay, you're going too now. Up. Okay.
I didn't spill, but that's probably because But yeah. Fair enough.
There we go. Ta-da! It was a bit fiddly, but you know, it's only the first season. Okay, we might have a budget for some hydraulics in round 2.
Hydraulics.
You know.
Who will be this season's roasty with the mosty? Common coffee.
Right. Well, so what have you been up to? I've told you how Common started. What have you been doing?
Oh yeah. So as aforementioned, I live in Chamonix Mont Blanc. It's a ski resort. It's not mine. I don't own it.
Yeah.
I don't own anything other than my car. I have 2 daughters, and I work at a local radio station. So it's a community radio station. That's to say, it's non-commercial, and we do, we try to do a lot for the local community, which includes, because I'm bilingual, on every Friday I do a franglais breakfast show. So I'm mixing French and English, which is fun.
Cool. What's that called?
Well, it's called French toast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you come up with that?
Yes.
Okay.
I always thought it was funny how English or British people, we call it French toast. And then the French don't even call it that. But we said that it was theirs, They call it pain perdu, which means lost bread. Did you know that?
No, I didn't.
There you go.
Cool.
So anyway, it's called French toast. And so the radio is called Globule Radio.
Globule.
Yeah. And we also teach in schools kids how to make their own podcasts or do their own radio show in the whole sort of region where I live.
Okay.
And I'm also a DJ,
Different
which I'm sure there's some good roast you can do about that. And I ended up in Chamonix, like a lot of expats do. I went there for a season and never left.
Nice.
Yeah,
it's a cool place.
It is good. The next category is dinner parties.
Dinner parties. Okay.
So I've got the first one. If you invite Jason's parents to dinner, you better have a litmus test at hand because they spell food with a PH. Why would I have written that?
Right.
Sick burn.
Because they're very health conscious.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, and I've been brought up in a very health conscious way, and they make sure that the food that we eat, and it's always organic and it's nice and it's good. Is that what you mean by that?
In Jason's childhood kitchen, there was a chart on the wall of the different PH gradings of the food.
Yeah.
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 There you go. I never even knew what a pH was. I thought it was
even more
Swarple.
like a more alkaline diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what are we going for? Alkaline.
Alkaline instead of acidic.
And with the coffee?
Well, this is the bright one, so there's a bit of acidity in here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That's why it's called bright.
Got it.
Yeah.
So you're next, actually.
Oh yes. Seriously though, who are you inviting to dinner? Historic, famous characters, dead or alive?
Oh yeah, that's just a question. It's not even a roast.
Okay.
Um,
I haven't seen.
you delivered it like a roast. Okay, so who am I going to invite for dinner? Oh, well, at the moment that we're recording this podcast, we just lost David Lynch.
We did.
So I would definitely invite him back from the grave. And you know, I think I would like to have him at the dinner table with Timothy Chalamet. I don't know why. I just think that'd be a good good mix. He's a bit of a aloof, a bit of a loon. That young man. He's kind of kooky. And then
You've always been a lot better with your famous people than me, so I don't actually know who you're talking about.
you don't know who he is. Okay, never mind. For reference, there's a Bob Dylan biopic coming out, and he's playing Bob Dylan.
Okay.
He was also the kid from June, the Messiah dude.
Okay, yes, I know.
You got it.
Yeah. Good
Okay.
movie.
Yeah. Nissan go hey.
I preferred the second one.
You preferred the second one. Okay. I wish I was fast enough to come up with a burn about that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe if we start dating again. Prefer it at the second time rounds. Ugh. Who won that round?
Oh,
You laughed more, but
I did laugh more. Yeah, I think you did. You can hit that one.
man, but the bad joke about you being my ex is so cringe. I might have to lose points on myself. Oh, I'm taking a sip.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of hard to spill it because the longer the episode goes on, you have to do a really good effort for me to spill this.
No, I know. But you got a little bit more roasted than me, so up you get. Boop, 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 boop. We have another category. It's a surprise category. Every episode it kind of changes. This surprise category is weddings.
Weddings.
Mm.
So you had a you had a COVID wedding, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a vaccine around for that?
At your wedding, I'm sure we'll have burlap and pampas. Do you know what pampas are?
No.
It's those like kind of dried up, like floppy.
Floppy.
Cream colored ferns, like they look really soft and delicate.
Yeah.
You've not seen them? A lot of weddings that have that dry flower aesthetic, they have pampas.
Okay.
Anyway, you'll have pampers at your wedding by the time you find to date someone.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Not much to report on there.
Because you'll be so old, you'll be in pampers, right? Get it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Be nice.
You now.
Okay, yes. So I hope you catch the flowers at the next wedding you go to.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So I would have thought that your rips would be for better or for worse, but that's kind of you.
No, because I know you get hay fever pretty bad.
Don't worry, I'll already be crying from my shoes.
From your shoes.
Yeah. Speaking of, do they make dress occasion versions of those barefoot individual toe prison shoes that you love so much? You know, the ones that hippies and tech billionaires wear?
I'm not a tech billionaire though.
Well, if the shoe fits, then the athlete's foot. Maybe I'll just have a bouquet of mushrooms. Wouldn't you like that, fun guy?
No, I don't like that one.
Oh, can we just have a look at your tattoo?
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we can see this.
Fun guy.
Here we go.
Fun guy.
It's a cool. Do you like it?
I like it more than I like those weird shoes you used to wear.
I can't remember the shoes.
You know, when every toe has its own shoe.
Oh, those running shoes I had. Ah, yeah, they were weird. Yeah. It's like those Five Guy things.
That was such a visceral reference point in our relationship. I can't believe you even remember them.
Well, because you remember all these small little details. I don't know. I can't remember the shoes.
Like I said, tech billionaires and hippies only exclusively wear these shoes.
Okay.
Yeah. Although I bet you're also into those new kind of like open, very wide reach footwears.
No, I don't like those.
No, you don't like those?
No.
Closer to nature as Mother Earth intended. Widen your feet to get a better grip on society. No?
That's good. No, I prefer to just walk around barefoot, but I live in Scotland, so it's not really possible between the glass and the frost and the ice, and it's not so good.
No. But at festivals?
Festivals, barefoot, yeah. Or a pair of chucks. Like a pair of chucks. I had this one pair of chucks, actually, this yellow pair. Ash used to hate them because I got them when I was 17 years old, and I wore them to every single festival. And by the time we got into our late 20s, we were doing like a festival every weekend. And yeah, they weren't the nicest pair of shoes, so he really despised them. I think he eventually threw them away.
Yellow is a jolly color. Is that why you took it for the branding?
I do like yellow, but they weren't really yellow by the time they went in the bin. They were
No.
more like brown.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that brown over there.
Yeah, well, you're getting closer to it. So,
Okay.
So let's score the round, shall we? Who got more roasted there? I
I
mean,
haven't finished yet though.
oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh God.
If I call you wedding DJ, is that a roast or a fact?
Okay. As a DJ, it's pretty well known. There's like a certain phase, like a certain level that you can get to, and where you either become an artist or a wedding DJ.
Where are you?
I do it all. I'm an artistic wedding DJ. I'll show up with my tambourine and a sequin dress. No, but yeah, some could say, like, if you consider yourself more of an artistic DJ or more into music production, things like that, to be called a wedding DJ could be a burn. But for me, I enjoy the weddings, and I'm specific and particular about the ones that I do. You know, if you're gonna request Mariah Carey and Taylor Swift all night, well, I'm going to decline the opportunity and wish you all the best and a fantastic marriage. But yeah, let's put it in the category of like a half burn.
It was a very long-winded answer, I feel.
So you hurt me.
Yeah, so I won.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you.
I got roasted. So then here I go. You've obviously touched a sore spot, and I'm moving on up. Woo!
Pull into the brown.
All the way. Again, careful what you say in bed. Did you get roasted very much?
I don't think.
Well, I said that you're going to be in Pampers.
Yeah.
Didn't really land though, did it?
No, it didn't.
For the final round, let's invite Larry up
Amen.
to sit between us. So the final round is not really a round because we're out of the competition part is over. What I need to say about this round is that it's unscripted, so no more cue cards,
Okay,
and
so
it's the gossip round where we just gossip and we chat, because at the end of the day, coffee facilitates one, our addiction to caffeine.
Yep, that's good.
That's the number one. Two is just communication. You know, better communicating.
Or just
Chit-chat.
gossip.
You know, it can be at a meeting, like a work meeting. It can be catching up with old friends, exes. Can be first date.
First date's really good. Yeah. It can go in a few of my favorite desserts.
Yes, that's right. You know what? When I first moved to France,
Yeah.
and the culture in New Zealand is you can have a cup of coffee with lunch and with food. Like when you go to a cafe,
Yeah.
you get your sandwich, your bagel, whatever, and you have your coffee and you start drinking it straight away. They were mortified that I was drinking coffee with food.
Yeah, I don't like to do it either.
It's after.
Yeah.
It's the dessert for them, you know? I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't like the coffee the coffee after dinner. I don't do that, but like if I'm having breakfast or like have a juice with breakfast, have breakfast and then have the coffee after.
Coffee after dinner is good for when you're DJing.
Is it?
And I also like to recommend, if anybody is planning a wedding, that coffee and a part of the wedding reception is good too. Speaking of weddings.
Weddings have come up a lot.
Oh no. What are you insinuating?
Yeah, nothing.
Well, seeing as dogs are center stage, why don't we gossip about our pets? Because we both have dogs, and you've met mine, and now we've met yours, all of us.
Yeah, well, Larry is. I'd like to breed Larry actually, and he's got a few little girlfriends. Around the
So this is like a OnlyFans opportunity for Larry right now. Do they have a dog version of that? Only pups?
Well, it's kind of difficult. See, out at the roastery, there's a few dogs, and he gets along with the girl ones. And then he's got like his best friend, Iger, who he kind of grew up with, which was like in London. And then Iger came up to visit, and then there was all the girls, and he didn't know what to do. So that was pretty interesting to watch. And I don't know if the girls really, they're kind of like didn't really fight over him, but he kind of played it cool and ignored both of them, and they kind of got along as friends. I feel like they were going to probably gang up on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever met a dog with such human eyes that you look at it and you think that it was like a person had been cursed to live in a dog's body in their next life because they were misbehaved?
Cursed though.
Yeah.
But why would it be cursed? It could be like, I mean, dogs have a pretty good life.
It could be a blessing or it could be a curse. I met dogs who look depressed and that feels like a curse for them. Larry, by happenstance, is actually quite a jolly old dog.
Yeah. And your dog?
Kiwi is a bit evil at times.
Evil?
I'm not. Yeah, I think he's a bit. He can be a bit kind of mean and really cheeky. Like he's super manipulative. That's what it is. I have a manipulative dog, and I think that's the husky in him. You know,
Husky.
just like years of being put to work, generational trauma from the huskies. They're suspicious of the humans.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, I guess we kind of have to gossip about dogs because we don't really know any people in common anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Since you've been in France for like 10 years and I've been over here, a different group of friends. So.
I do know one of your friends I know.
Rory, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mushroom guy.
I wouldn't classify him as the mushroom guy.
Why is that?
I'd classify him as the signet ring guy.
The signet ring guy? He's not going to like that.
Well, you know, he has one, and you don't see a lot of them in France. There's probably like where he lives, London. Everybody probably has one, but you know that was one of the first things I noticed.
You did send me that meme that you failed to send to him.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
We're going to have to now.
No, there's a connotation of people who have signet rings maybe being a little bit more privileged, so to speak.
I didn't know anything about it until I moved over here. I think that's a Kiwi.
Could be our Kiwi perception.
Yeah.
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 But it does it's like a sign perhaps that there's some family generational wealth. If you have a family crest and a little golden pinky ring.
You've got a crest? You're from Scotland?
I have a crest.
Yeah.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah. So I'm Kirsteen Agnes Mackenzie, and I'm from the Mackenzie clan. And
so where's your signet ring?
So if anybody from Scotland is watching this podcast, Brand is from Edinburgh, so maybe they are. My grandparents used to run the Esso station at the bottom of Ben Nevis on the way from Fort William to Spean Bridge.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice part of town. Well, nice part of the country, I should say.
I'm not one of those, she has Scottish in the blood, kind of like how Boston people have Irish in the blood. I'm like, no, my grandparents were here. Like, I'm good.
Yeah.
My dad was born in Spean Bridge.
Yeah.
When Brexit was happening, do you remember that? And then, of course, I remember that. And Scotland was like, oh, maybe we can join the European Union and secede. Am I not supposed to?
That's quiet now. We're not talking about that anymore.
Anyway,
that disappeared.
I was kind of hoping that I could get a Scottish passport because that would have been cool, you know. Because my dad was born here, and I think it would have served me better than having a British passport, seeing as I live in France.
And on that note, was that pretty good first attempt?
Well, I think
Well, you haven't hardly drunk any coffee.
Well, I'm a motor mouth. What can I say? That's when you're supposed to say, "Careful what you say in bed."
Who will be this season's Roasty with the Mosty? Common coffee.
Episode 1 recap. It was
We started tight.
fruitful episode.
Yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it.
What were you saying about pH levels? Was it acidic or was it
Alkaline.
alkaline?
Alkaline, yeah.
So our episode was based on this graph.
You're going to get me to compare the pH of food to coffee right now, on the cuff. It's probably pretty acidic, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'm also going to take that personally.
Okay.
Whatever. Okay. So here's me. Here's you. You look like you had a bit of a light roasting here, whereas I'm over here. In terms of coffee production, who's going to have the best
taste?
Yeah.
Well, this will taste horrible.
Okay. Now I feel better.
This taste absolutely. Yeah, it wouldn't even taste like coffee.
Okay.
You're getting close. You kind of want to end up. Oh, it's pretty tight, isn't it? You want to end up About here, just before it gets to black.
That's where you want to end up for coffee, but where it comes to the competition, Bed of Roasters, you were the least roasted, so you were the winner.
I'm the winner.
And we're going to take a mental note of your position here on the board in yellow.
Very serious.
Because at the end of the season, we're going to have to compare down to the millimeter where the other guests were and see who the winner is.
So like yellow, trophies yellow. Okay, I'm doing pretty well here.
Yeah. But would you agree with your roasting? You didn't feel very roasted after this episode?
I mean, you definitely got me a few times. You made me laugh. Yeah, I think, maybe don't write your roast on my cards, and then you might catch me off guard a little bit more.
Okay,
Yeah.
good tip. Pro tip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you're going to spill.
So you're the winner of the first round of Bed of Roasters. Come here, Larry.
Yeah, you've done very well. Come on. Yeah, and thanks to Ella for the mugs, the beautiful mugs. She'll be coming on soon to join us. She'll join you for a chat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all in the goal of finding out who is going to be our season's roasty with the mosty and take away this trophy right here. Join us again for another episode when we will meet another, what's the right word? Another character of the local scene, coffee, restaurant, potter.
Green bean supplier.
So Bed of Roasters is available on all streaming platforms now, and you can follow Common Coffee on Instagram to stay up to date. Ciao, ciao!
Meet you back in bed for another episode of A Bed of Roasters. Available now and filter free on all top streaming platforms. Common Coffee.